So God clocked me on scripture, on reading scripture, because he was like, I want to take you deeper. And I was like, how do we do that? And he goes, the same thing you tell people all the time. You talk to me more and you read scripture and you listen for my words and spend time with me. And I was like, cool, I feel like I do those things. He was like, you don't get into scripture enough. I was like, you're right, I don't. And then he said, you're afraid that I won't meet you there and it'll be like it was before. And I knew immediately what he meant, that a long chunk of my life I was reading the Bible by myself. I was reading the Bible for what patterns I could draw, or I was reading the Bible to circle the words in the passage and underline the other words in the passage and do the color code thing and take notes and make it intellectual. And I got a lot of nothing out of that. I really did. I gained some concepts. I gained a good chunk of theology, and it was just sort of truly empty. I went to Bible college for years. I spent a long time getting nothing out of the Bible, and that's an area that the Lord is redeeming in me right now. And so I knew what he meant when he said that, when he said, you're afraid that it'll be like it was before. And I was like, you're right. And then he said, you are not taking yourself through my words alone anymore. I am reading them to you. And I asked him, okay, well, Jesus, will you read me some scripture? And he said, yes. So I opened up to the Psalms in Psalm 16. And this jumped out at me like crazy. I have been asking him for confirmation for something that he showed me a while ago. And it's something that I talk about occasionally, right? 1 Thessalonians 5:23, I talk about all the time. We are designed spirit, soul, and body. And heart. Well, where does the heart go? Well, if you imagine 3 things of paper, right? Like 3 paper plates stacked on top of each other. And then you take a brad, like a grommet, right? The old school ones that stick through and then they hook it together, that goes through the middle. Those layers are your spirit, soul, and body, and the heart goes all the way through. That's your heart realm. So your spirit has a heart, your soul has a heart, your body has a heart, and they're all connected. And that's something that I have known for a while. I've seen the Lord heal based off of that truth. I've seen a tremendous amount of fruit come out of that. And I just have never seen it in scripture before until today. This is Psalm chapter 16, verse 9. It says, therefore my heart is glad and my whole being rejoices. My flesh also dwells secure. So what I'm seeing is when you believe, like when your mind believes a lie about yourself, right? That goes into your heart. When your body has been through trauma, that goes into your heart. When your spirit is locked up or rejects the Lord for whatever reason or doesn't trust God, that goes into your heart. Your heart is this like storage container. It's a place of impression, of desire. It's a place of, it's like below language. English doesn't exist here. This is all, the imagery that the Lord shows me in the heart realm is things like trees or brambles or a dry desert or a lush field, butterflies, a resting bench, buildings that are not built by God, buildings that are built by human hands or built by the enemy, or even worse, different things like that. The heart is not a place of concept. That's your mind, your soul, right? But when you ask God to clean those things out of your spirit, your soul, your body, that stuff gets translated to your heart. When you ask him to clean out your heart, when you ask him to heal those places in your heart, it begins to reflect in the rest of your body, because it's kind of like a storage container that the rest of you is plugged into. And that's exactly what this says here. Therefore, my heart is glad and my whole being rejoices. And scripture defines the whole being as your spirit, your soul, and your body. And so that was just really neat today, that God just totally met me within like 5 minutes of me asking him to meet me in scripture. And this happens all the time. I don't know. I think there's a part of me that is nervous that he won't meet me because I'm asking him to and I'm like leading it, directing it, but it's his favorite thing to do, is to teach us about himself and who he is. And it, by the nature of who he is and how we were designed, when we learn more about him, we rejoice. And it's very, very cool. So I just wanted to bring you guys into that. Enjoy time in scripture today and ask the Lord to read you some stuff and see what happens. Love you guys. Be blessed in the Lord.